Alright, it is 9:35 a.m. I'm still looking for setups, but I did trade KGKG very quickly. I was not in this trade for very long, but I did have an interest with KGKG because it did stop the other day around this 30 level. It didn't really have the ability to break it, and it failed and it downtrended. But the idea today was that it could possibly do something like that, and I liked how it kind of opened up near that same level. And at the time, there was a whole lot of people supporting the bid at, I believe, 29.9. Yeah, there was a lot of people supporting it. Dude, it's all the way back to 31. That is crazy. That's why, I play this one so safe. This one is just so sketchy the way it trades, but it looked like it was gonna break this 30 level. So I got in at 9:30 and that was at 30. A lot of 30s here. Don't make this a 30 drinking game right here is when I got in. And again, it just looked like it was gonna break that level. And I got out the same minute at 9:30 and that was at, yeah, 30 and 8. So that was right here. I sold right here the same minute just because of the way it just shot up. And, this one is just so sketchy the way it trades. At least if you ask me, I just don't like it that much. And I mean, hey, dude, this thing got to 32, so that's pretty impressive. And, I kind of regret, not trying to maybe sell half of my position and then hold on to the other half so that maybe I would have been able to have sold the other half for a lot more. But I mean, the way this one just shot all the way back down, it's all the way back up, and it trades with the spread sometimes. I don't mind it too much just because of the way it trades. If it was a better trading stock, I probably would have held on to it better. But yeah, that one, it's just sketchy. And I could have made a lot more, but I'm still pretty happy with my trade overall. And my size, I think, is fine too because of the fact that if it were to have failed, I would believe that it could downtrend as low as 28, and then that would be a $10 risk level. So in that sense, I feel like I did trade a $10 risk level. And you can see I drew a trend line from the corner of this candle to the corner of this candle, and when it broke through the trend line, I mean, you had to react quickly, right? So yeah, this thing is just, again, very sketchy the way it trades, but I did have the thing in mind. Maybe it can do this uptrend and then it shoots all the way back down to the 30 level. And then that can maybe be like a support level and then it can continue the uptrend. But, again, this one just doesn't trade nicely. And I'll continue to look for more setups, but that's what I have for right now. Alright, it is 9:58 a.m. and I want to make an update. I had one more trade with KGKG, but this was a speculative size. I only traded 1,000 shares here just to see if it would work. I wasn't trying to really make or lose anything, and this one did not work out. I did lose 50 cents trading this one right here. And what is this? This was another attempt at a high day breakout. And the ideal level, if you were to ask me, would have been this 33 level, but looking at it now, it looks like maybe the ideal level was this 325 level. Anyway, I was in at 9:48 a.m. at 33, which was right here when it looked like it was going to, not just stay above this 325 level, but actually break the 33 level and continue to make a move towards the upside. I had an interest in it, and it did get as high as 33 and a half, but again, the way this one turns around is really ugly. The way it trades is really ugly, and it started the downtrend. And I was interested in cutting the trade if it were to have broken under this 33 level, which it did. And once it did that, I had an interest to sell, and I did get out at 950, which was right here at 325. So I got out right here at 950. Ideally, I would have been able to have sold for a better price, but there is that issue with Fidelity that, for example, I'm in at 33, and maybe I try to place a sell order at, I believe I have a verified cancel. Yeah, I tried to sell at 32.9 at 950, but it has an issue where, I'm in the position, I place a sell order, and it's open, right? But then I want to cancel it to change the price to something lower. Then it just sits for a while, and it's not really good that, it just sits around, and then it finally cancels the trade, and then I can place a sell order. So I wish I could do something about that. Maybe if I can like right click and edit the order, it will go through faster perhaps. But yeah, this one did not work out. It didn't do a continuation after the 33 breakout. It just got again as high as 33.5, and then it turned around very quickly. it has continued to downtrend since, and it looks like it's starting to have its first red candle. So I might be interested in this for a morning panic bounce play, but it might be sketchy. Again, this one just trades sketchy. That's why, I'm kind of hesitant with that. But I'll be watching KGKG, but I don't have to trade it, and I probably should perhaps stay away from it unless it does something that looks to me very clean. And as for the other setups, I did have an interest in IGEX if it were to have dropped. Like it did here, it went as high as 99 to 103, and then it drops and holds the 1 cent level, but it didn't do it, so that lost my interest. CYBL has not been interesting today. This one did work. I was watching NWBL for a high day breakout, and I was watching it, but it just wasn't doing it. But it looks like it did it later. It went from the 95 level to the 96 level, but I just don't like the way this one trades. This one's pretty sketchy. I haven't been too interested in ABML, and I think that's about it for the stocks right now. I'll make an update later, and I'll probably be watching KGKG. All right, it is 12:01 p.m. and I think I'm ready to talk about this now. It looks like if there isn't going to be any more trades, it is going to be a red day, and it's going to be the first red day I have this month, which is good, and it's not like a stupid big ass, red day where I make all of these gains and then I have one big red day and just wipes everything out. It's not like that at all. If I don't trade anything else, I think I'll be down maybe $3 on the day. And I traded KGKG two more times. It just really didn't work out because of the way this one trades. It's very, very ugly, but if this was a regular stock like CYBL, this would have been something that I would have been pretty happy and profitable with. But let's go over it. So the idea was is that we had a morning panic bounce play here, and then it kind of came back to the level, and then it uptrended a bit. Not the best. I'm not sure when I did my last recording, but it did follow the trend line. I guess if I do that, it gets rid of it, and it did uptrend, and I could have tried it here when it came back again. I think I did actually. Let me see my verified canceled orders. I did try 5,000 shares, 289 at 1007. So yeah, I actually did try. I just didn't get filled right here, and it did do the big spike all the way to 30 in that 6th level at the very top near VWAP, which would have been ideal. I just wasn't able to get filled there. I did try. And I did also try buying KGKG one more time, but I'll go over that later. So again, this was a morning panic bounce play, and then this was like the lower low setup, and it worked, sure, but the way it did it was ugly, and it never really got to VWAP, which would have been ideal. So let's go ahead and go over it. But yeah, with that in mind, it kind of worked. I just once again didn't really like the way it traded. I was in at 1033 at 273, and at this point I'll probably get rid of extended hours. 1033 was right here at 273, so I got in right here, and it had this drop, right, and it looked like it was going to hold the 27 level, so I was interested in it for that reason. And again, I was in at 273 right here thinking that it was going to hold 27, and it clearly didn't. It broke under it the next candle. Max volume, the most volume traded the entire day happened here, so there were clearly still people with a lot of size, and they were selling at the bid. And the problem is that with this stock, if you place an order to buy or sell, it takes a while to execute, like 20 seconds. It just takes a really long time. So I wasn't really able to get out at the best price, but I did get out the next minute at 1034, 265, which was right here. I got out at 265 right here. At the bottom right here, it did get as low as 26, which was not ideal, obviously, but at least it didn't break 26 and continue the downtrend. So I don't think this one was a bad attempt at all. I tried it here, it just didn't work, and it trades with a bit of a delay, so I had an issue trying to get out immediately. Ideally, I would have gotten out at 27 flat when I saw that it wasn't working, and then I would have lost just like $1.50, but I lost a little bit more. Still not much. Let me look in my spreadsheet. I did lose $4 on that trade. It just didn't work out, and yeah, that was the case with that one. And worst case again, it would have broken under 26, and I'm still not able to get my shares. So that was the case there. It was a okay attempt for what that was. I mean, not very not very lucky that, the next candle was the biggest volume candle traded the entire day with a bunch of dumping price action, but that was the case with that. So I thought, all right, well, it didn't work, but then I did have an interest again, and I probably shouldn't have taken of this next trade, but I did get in at 1036 at 272, so it kind of had this big drop, the big volume candle, and then it had an uptrend, and I thought, okay, well, maybe, I thought it was going to hold here, then it breaks under it, but now maybe perhaps it broke under it, and now it came back, and now it's going to actually do it. That was my mindset with that. And then, as you can see, after that, another red candle. I really don't like the way this one trades, and I probably should stay away from it unless it does something super clean, or maybe just give it a wider risk level and trade a smaller amount of shares. That might be an idea. And at 1037, I did get out at the same price, 265 right here. Yeah, this one played me pretty well. It trades with a spread, and then it's not fluid, and it's a bit choppy. It threw me off pretty well. It got me pretty well, but again, it's a good learning lesson. And yeah, I mean, it trades very, very, very sketchy. It's a sketchy stock. I mean, taking into consideration where it's come from. And, with the thing in mind that it could be not just a red day right here. The reason why I was considering these trades is that some of these that are uptrending, they just have these big green candles, but then it has like a day where it kind of went red on the day a little, but then it closes strong, right? But this might not do it if it doesn't uptrend anytime soon, but that was the case again with that. I did try one more time. I canceled it almost immediately at 1041. I wanted to buy at 27 right here, thinking, okay, now it looks like it's going to turn around because after all of this price action, there was a lot of support in the 26s. And I thought, maybe this time it's going to be less likely that it's going to get to the 26s and break under because after all of this price action, again, there was a lot of people supporting it at the 26 levels. But I canceled it immediately when I saw that a big 300K seller showed up at the ask, and that was super sketchy. And I mean, it did drop, right? When was it again? 1041. Yeah, right here. It did drop right here to 267, but it actually worked its way and then eventually, got to the 27.7 level. It's still at this 27.7 level, so in theory that would have actually have worked. I mean, I guess right 27 to almost 28. I mean, that's like 3%. So I guess it's not even that much. It's like 3.7-ish%. It did work out, but just not really nice. Just ugly the way this one trades. And I got played with the big, candles that flick back and forth dramatically, not consistent, but just a little bipolar, I guess would be a word to describe this perhaps. But I think, at least I learned from it. At least I didn't do something stupid like, buy 20,000 shares and just be like, I'm in it for the long run, even if it works out. That just would be kind of degenerate. Yeah, it held the 26s. What can I say? And I just didn't like the price action because the way it trades just makes it looks like it's gonna break the day low and even head to the 25s or maybe the 24s. Especially again, given the fact that this is the first red day and it could finish really red on the day, but that did not happen. But I did have that in mind. Yeah, that's about it. As for the other setups, nothing else. I don't think I would have traded this with IGEX, even though it worked out here. I just wouldn't really trade a random panic like that. It's not really, clean looking, at least compared to KGKG, not taking into consideration the way it trades. Just looking at the chart. That's really about it. This was the breakout I mentioned earlier. It wasn't really that nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. I don't think I'll trade anything else, and I might end up with a red day. I'll make an update when the markets are closed, unless I happen to trade something else. But that's all I have for right now. Okay, it is 8:45 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, I am down today $3, which is fine. It's been the first red day this month, and ideally it can continue to stay that way. Not crazy big or strong. I don't want to just repeat everything I said in the last recording. I do want to go over an attempted setup I had with IGEX, and this one did not work out. At least I didn't get filled. And the idea was that this one right here was downtrending and it was playing off of this level right here. And I thought it could try to do the thing where it's been having these nice green days and maybe it's at its lows right here, but then it uptrends, breaks VWAP, and then towards the end of the day, it doesn't look like a very strong green candle, but it's not necessarily a red candle. I really had the thing in mind with KGKG. Not extremely happy the way I traded it, but I had the picture in mind and I at least got a step closer into maybe trading it profitably, which is at least trying to trade it profitably than to just maybe see it happen and hesitate. But the thing is still uptrending and it is down a little bit, but I was just thinking that it was gonna maybe look like a red candle and then maybe uptrend. And this one did close as a red candle, but I thought maybe it could be like a break even candle or maybe even a green candle, which is why I tried it right here very frustratingly with the price action. And it did make a move towards VWAP later, but that wasn't really too impressive. And that's about it, really, in terms of today and any updates, after the last recording. Ideally, I can try to take a part of KGKG for a potential morning panic bounce play. IGEX could be one, although it isn't too ideal because it would end up being a sub penny, and this one trades kind of a liquid, so I am going to have that in mind. NWBO could be one as well. Again, not the best price action, but that's what we have right now. It's better than nothing, and yeah, that's all I have for today. Ideally, I can keep doing better, but I think I have some pretty good lessons with KGKG and maybe being more cautious with stocks that trade very sketchy like KGKG.